Char Margolis, Char Communications Incorporated, and CharVision LLC do not endorse or offer for any purpose but entertainment the views of any guest or other expert on CharVision or UBN.
I knew things before they happened from the time I was a child. At the age of 8, I saw a spirit at the foot of my bed and didn't know what it was. And in my 20s, I finally realized I had a special ability that could help others. I have learned that love never dies. There is a spirit world that can communicate with us, and we all have the gift of intuition. Join me, and together we will explore the possibilities of the unknown from beyond and more. This is CharVision.
It is time for CharVision.
Thank you, Tony. Hi, everybody. How is everybody? I'm being lazy again. I'm doing this on audio, but you guys are so sweet to send me nice messages about how you like the new format and how you like the audio, so it makes me really happy. Today is October 9th, 2020, and I have to tell you something really funny. I'm being kissed right now by a Chihuahua named Sunny Margolis, but you know, every dog feels like they have a job. Like Sonny's always watching every move I make because he thinks, well, he does. All 6 pounds of him is protecting me. So every time I'm on Zoom, and especially when he hears Tony's voice, he comes running up to me like, oh, it's my job. I have to be on CharVision now. And so it's just the cutest thing. So he's sitting here giving me kisses. So I wrote on social media today, how many of you have had the experience of a visitation of a spirit? Has anyone ever come to see you? Now, I can tell you a funny story. When I first started doing this work, and well, maybe not immediately, but maybe it was like in the 80s, that I started in the 70s. So wait, I'm putting Sunny down. Okay, so my parents came to visit me to watch me on AM Los Angeles, where Regis Philbin was the host at that time. And we took the executive producer out to dinner and his wife. And so you have to realize I was afraid to go to sleep alone at night. I have to have somebody in the doorway of my room. I had to have the light on. I had to have the closet door shut because I kept feeling energies and I didn't know what they were. And so I went to summer camp for 10 years. I literally ran the camp. I was the head counselor. It was a horseback riding camp. So I wouldn't be alone because both my sisters were married and out of the house by the time I was 11. So so we're at dinner. We're in Malibu somewhere, forgot where. And the wife of the producer, Ron Ziskin was a producer. His wife, Diane, says, well, is anyone else in your family psychic? I said, well, yeah, my dad is psychic. She goes, yeah, but does anyone else see spirits? I said, no. And all of a sudden, my dad chimes up. Yeah, honey, I see spirits. I said, what? He said, yeah, he said, I see grandma and grandpa come to my bedside. I said, what? Why didn't you ever tell me this? He said, well, I thought people would think I'm crazy, but they put you on TV and they don't think you're crazy. So I guess it's okay. I can share that now. Thanks, Dad. Is that crazy? Like my grandparents were visiting him all the time and telling him things. And I have to tell you about my dad. He would dream numbers and bet them and win. And he would never keep the money for himself. He would always give the money to my mom and me and my sisters. It was like very, very intuitive. And he loved playing cards. And I think one of the reasons he loved playing cards is because he knew what card was going to be coming next. I'm so sorry that all my phones are ringing and my computer's ringing. Sorry, all my devices. Anyway, my father was really special and kind as my mother was. They were angels on earth. And it's not like I live in a fantasy world thinking that I had the best childhood. I really feel like I was blessed with it. And now I see kids now who, can't go out and play because of the virus and or the streets are dangerous, or there's so many issues going on now in our world. So I want to send prayers to the people in the South who are experiencing the hurricane, and I think it's called Delta, this one. And I hope the survivors of the fires are finding a way to getting their homes back. It's just devastating what's going on in our world. So it's always a great comfort for me when a spirit comes who I like. It is not a great comfort for me when a spirit comes who is not welcome here. And so you guys know the prayer that I always say: anything in, near, around, or about me that is not of light, go back to where you came from and turn to light if you choose, but stay away from me. So it's good for you to say that. Put yourself in the white light and the mirrored egg, and then you can always put yourself in the mirrored egg first, and then you can put your other loved ones, your dog, your husband, your wife, your mother, your father, your child, whoever you want to protect, as well as yourself. I literally, it takes forever now. I've got so many people in the mirrored egg. It takes forever because I go, well, I can't forget so-and-so, and I can't forget so-and-so. So if you have had an experience with a visitation, I will do readings later. I had a long day today, so I don't want to do a lot of readings today because I need to be sharp for everyone. But I will do some readings. I just don't want to be drained. I want to be able to give you quality assistance. But if you've had an experience, I would love to hear about it. Tony, has anyone called in at all?
Oh, no, the lines are completely full.
Oh, good. I'm taking for granted that that people are calling, and I go, whoa, what if nobody calls?
There are a couple people that have stated that they had visitations and all that good stuff. So
okay, well, you're the chooser.
ooh,
you've got that power. You're the chooser. Let's hear a good story.
all right, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and go with a 202 number. Is that New York?
I think is that Connecticut? No,
know. I'm terrible.
I don't know. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, how are you tonight?
Good.
Good. And where is 202? We're trying to figure out where you're from.
It was Washington, D.C.
That's right. Washington, D.C., East Coast. So we have a little delay in our speaking. So if I don't want anybody on social media texting me saying you're talking over your callers, because I'm not. There's just a little delay. So I'm going to do my best to hear everything. And what is your name?
My name is Oresia, and you've read for me before.
Oresia, I know
I'm
you
an
for sure. Wait, you've been with me. Well, thank you for saying that. Should we tell them how many years?
Yeah, since early 80s.
God bless you. How's your daughter?
She's great. Thank you.
Seriously, Oresia, so you know, the people that I read for so many years, they're kind of become like family to me in an interesting way because I usually don't remember what I say in a reading, but I do remember the people in some of their relationships. And so, wait, how old was your daughter when we started? Was she even born yet?
Well, we adopted her, so you told us it was going to turn out just great, and that it would just take longer, and it did. And then all along, you've kind of helped us along with her. And she's 21 now.
Unbelievable. So I don't think I know your experience seeing spirits. What have you seen?
Well, all my life, I thought I knew that a spirit was there, but I thought I was maybe making it up. As a child, there was a place in the house where I told my family, oh, our grandmother is there. Grandma is there. She's here in this spot. Every time I go there, she's there. And, they were like, yeah. And then I would sometimes feel a spirit that I was a little bit afraid of. Sometimes I would even, as a child, when I was like 9, I saw somebody, but I didn't, so I just ran by them. But one day, I was getting a massage in New Mexico, and I asked the woman how she got into massage therapy. She said, well, I'm a psychic, and I see spirits, but you can't be certified in that. So I became a certified massage therapist. And I thought to myself, I think there's just somebody at the end of my foot on the right, like an old man. And because I was in New Mexico, I saw him as an Indian, like an old, and I said, well, is there anyone here? And she said, yeah, at the end of your foot on the right, there's an old man.
Oh, wow.
So I realized that I wasn't just making it up. And then my daughter, it turns out she would see spirits. She would see my grandmother all the time. She'd see her. She thought everybody saw them. So she said, yeah, I'd be playing. She'd be there. She'd look at pictures. Who's that? She was around all the time. And now my husband's father, who's passed, whenever we talk about him, there he is. And my daughter and I will both say, well, he's here, and we'll point. He's over there. And my husband says, well, I don't see him.
I love
So we both see him. And then my mother-in-law passed, and my husband had a picture of her, and I was sitting at the desk, and there was her picture, and I looked up, and she was such a great woman, and she had such a happy face, and I looked at her, and I thought, thank you for raising such a wonderful son. And then the picture flew off the windowsill.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
So, it's not like one big thing, but just a lot of little ones where I realize people are there. They really are.
They really are. And do you feel like you feel a presence, like an energy around you? Is that what happens?
Yes. And I know for sure they're there. My best friend's boyfriend was killed when he was in a car accident. So when she was getting married again, and there was a bridesmaid, he was there. I mean, he came, he stayed for a while, and then he left. And I said, he was there. I mean, to me, I assumed everybody could tell. And
I got goosebumps.
And they couldn't.
It gives me goosebumps.
And he was happy for her. He was happy for her.
It's so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine how beautiful that is? And what a lucky girl to have found 2 wonderful men.
Yeah.
Or is the second one wonderful?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a Catholic priest, a Uniate Catholic priest, so he better be wonderful.
Lovely. Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
So do you know so you mostly feel like really positive, good energies then?
Yes.
Yeah, thank God. And just keep it that way. You don't want anybody visiting that's not welcome.
No, I use your prayer.
Oh, good.
And sometimes I'll hear some words that I think, I don't think that's right.
Yeah,
but it's not anyone that I know, and anyone that I can tell.
You tell them to go away, because here's the deal. And I've probably told you this before, maybe I haven't, but just for everybody listening, we control spirits. They don't control us unless we give them the power to do so. Not a living person, not a spirit, not anybody has power over you unless you give them the power to do so.
Thank you for telling me that.
Yeah, of course. But, we all are guilty sometimes of giving up our power to different, or trusting other people, thinking that they're doing right by us and then they're not, or whatever, or they are. So but when a spirit comes in, you always want to make sure that, the world runs like a battery. There's always a positive and negative charge. So, there's always going to be the positive and negative energies. They just exist. It's how the world exists. So
my husband and I listened to your last book on tape, and you said that in the book.
Wow. That's good. Oh, which book? The Universe is Calling You?
I think so. It's the very last one that you.
Yeah, The Universe is Calling
You wrote.
So I need a lot of positive energy from all you guys, because I've already got a down payment for my next book, and I only have 21 pages. And I'm trying to figure out what to, I mean, I have to sit down and write. I'm like procrastinating, but I will get that book done, and I'm excited to talk. I've got ideas that I want to write about. And when you guys call in, you give me ideas. Like when you guys call in, it helps me tell different stories. So is everything okay with you now, or did you want to ask me something?
Well, I'm still working on my business, so that I'm kind of like, I feel like my focus has changed, but I haven't really gone for it.
Well, no guts, no glory, kid.
No, I've heard that before.
You got to take risks sometimes.
Absolutely.
And you got to be proactive with it. And I'm going to send you all kinds of good energy to do it. Just, you're so smart. You can do this. You can so do this. I'm positive. Auricia, it is lovely to talk to you, and always. And thank you so much for listening and calling in, and send my best to your daughter and your husband. And
thank you for all your great advice over the years.
Oh my God, are you kidding? It's my honor and my pleasure. Honestly, I'm the lucky one. Take good care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye-bye, dear. Okay, Tony, that was a good choice.
That was a good one. I loved it.
Yeah, thank you. She's so sweet. But seriously, Tony, and my clients now that are coming back are from, like, she come like 30 years in the 80s.
That's crazy.
What's that? That's 40 years, isn't it?
But that shows you how good Char is.
I can't say I'm always good. I mean, I try my best. So if they're keeping coming back, I must be doing something right.
Right, and that
must be doing something right.
Well, I know we have another person that not only they want a reading, but they also said that they had a visitation when they were very young.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right, so I think her name is Lisa. So 813, go right ahead for Char.
Thank you, Tony. Hi, Lisa.
Hey, Char, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Listen to you. You perked everything up. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. And I know we're going to talk, but I wanted to tell you, because I know you're going to come out with a great book, because I've already read a couple of your books.
Oh, thanks.
And I wanted to tell you something that, sorry. And I wanted to tell you something I had picked up from Wayne Dyer that I don't know is going to help you, but it just sounded so awesome. And I thought I would tell you that he felt that books were already written technically, and he just needed to bring them through. And how he would do that is he would take an old book and put a cover on it with the name and the picture and everything of the book he was working on. And I don't know if you do that or not, but it's almost like it brings it forth from even before it was written. So I thought that was cool.
That's such a good idea, Lisa, because I need all the help I can get. But, it's
you're so talented. No, you don't.
That's so kind. No, I never assume. And also I had a ghostwriter with my last book, but I rewrote it last summer. But It's interesting you say that, because my sister, who's a doctor of psychology, Dr. Alicia Tisdale, if anyone wants a past life regression,
Mm,
it's an experience that you would all adore and love, because she's amazing.
mm.
But truly, she's so brilliant, and helps me all the time. But she always says, I know you're going to be guided in this book. I know it's just going to come through you. She says, I know the knowledge is there and it's going to come through you. And it's kind of what you're saying, Lisa. So I'm,
Yeah.
I'm going to take a book, and I'm going to do what you said. I'm going to do what you said. I'm going to put the name of the book on it. I'm not telling
Awesome.
you guys what the name is yet, because it's a secret. But anyway,
I love it.
okay, so you wanted a reading, right?
Yeah, but if you wanted me to tell you some of the things that had happened, I had some interesting things happen that you might
Okay, then good. Tell me.
find.
Yeah, I would love to
Yeah.
hear. I would
Yeah.
love. Tell me a bedtime
Okay.
story. Tell me.
Oh, well, you know what? This is pertaining to bedtime. You're going to love this. So
Okay.
I used to get fevers really bad when I was a kid. I was one of those literally every week until I was old enough to have them, taken out.
Mm-hmm.
And one time, and I swear this is true, my mom, God love her, she used to tell me, please don't tell people about your floating story. I'm like, but it happened. She's like, people are going to think you're crazy. I'm like, but it happened. So we used to have this long staircase in the house, an older house that we had when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
I had this high fever, and I remember clearly walking to the top of the stairs and looking down, and I knew it was late because my folks were still in their bed, and it was kind of like dusky in the house. There's no lights on or anything. And I just remember staring, and I'm like, I can walk down these stairs, but I'm going to have to go down like the dog does. And I start kneeling at the top of the stairs, and then I start to go down the stairs, and Char, all of a sudden I was floating down the stairs, and I'm like kind of pulling myself along with the banister, right? I mean, not the top of the banister, but like the rods where they come up from the banister. Okay.
Banister. It's a banister.
So I get to the bottom. Yeah, right. So I get to the bottom of the stairs, and then I'm not floating at this point. I walk around, go to the dining room. Char, I swear to God, this is the truth. There were two people. Why this didn't scare me, I don't know, but it didn't scare me at all. There were two people, a man and a woman, in our dining room. And they were talking to me, and they were telling me all about their country. And they had told me about something called a Yule log cake that they would have every Christmas time. Now, this is not my background. I've got Irish and Indian and German. This is not my background. This is more Scandinavian. But they told me about how every Christmas they would have this thing, and it looked just like a log, that it was a cake and looked just like a log. And then they said, but you have to get back to bed now because you're very young and you need your sleep. And I'm like, okay. And I looked at them. I'm like, I'm scared. Will you walk me to the stairs and watch me go up? And they're like, of course. So I went back to the stairs. I go up and I turn around. I turn around to make sure they're still there, and they're there, and they're smiling and waving, and I smile and wave to them. And then I walk directly to my bed to where I knew there was a body there that was mine, and I wake up. So I know that's crazy, but it really happened.
Okay. This is fascinating. First of all, how old were you?
Yeah. I probably was about 4 or 5 years old, about 5 maybe, about 5. Yeah.
You went on a real astral flight. You were astral traveling, and when somebody does this, we have a silver thread that connects our ethereal body to our physical body. And the most important thing is to make sure that thread never breaks. But you literally went on an astral flight. That's it. It's called astral flight. And I've done that. I was in LA a long time ago, and I went to Michigan and floated around my house. And
I love it.
And once so you're not crazy. Once I was in my home in Michigan, and I must have been in my 20s, my late 20s, and my ethereal body floated out of the window. I was literally going out of the window, and I went through the glass, and I turned around and I saw my body in the bed, and it scared the living daylights out of me, and I went back into my body. And then from then I just thought, God, I could be traveling the world at inexpensive rates. But you have had, so the last time this happened to you, you were 5.
Yeah.
And
5, probably 5.
Never again?
I have had experiences where, like, I'm going to sleep and I have my eyes closed, but I can see the light, and I'm like, oh, okay, so it's going to be one of those nights. But I don't have any remembrances afterwards. So that's the only time I remember it happening, and vividly. That's amazing. Just as a sideline, just as a sideline, like I said, that Yuletide cake, that Yule log type cake, this is no history of our family whatsoever. And I think Mom thought I was crazy bananas when I told her, but years later we found out there are countries that really do make a Yule log cake. So I think that's a verification.
That is interesting. Yeah, especially because you were only 5 years old, and also they probably there wasn't Google then. You could have Googled it. Interesting, right? Fascinating.
Yeah.
So,
and I don't know if you want to know this. Oh, so sorry.
I do. No, go ahead.
I was going to tell you about something that happened with, I'm a big animal lover, and I've had lots of kitty cats in my life. And I remember one of my friends, it's one of those things that really hits really hard home, because it was somebody that was my contemporary, and the first person in my contemporary circle that passed, and she was very young, and she had a sickness. It was very, very like, it was very like leukemia, but not leukemia. It was something called PNH. Yeah, and I didn't see this myself, but I thought this was very telling, Char, because she'd had her ups and downs, and she seemed to rally at times, but they kind of give you this time frame of, at this point, 3 years is about the max most people survive with this, and she had just about reached her 3-year mark, and she started going into hospice. And I was visiting her, and one of the last times I visited her, now she was an animal lover too, but not like me, and she hadn't done the TNR and the rescues and all the kitty cats and having the little colony outside and all that good stuff.
Right.
And Char, when I was in there visiting her, and when they say when you get close to death, then you start seeing things because the veil is thinning, right?
Right.
So when I was in there visiting her, she said, "There's cats everywhere in this room." And I just kind of looked at her. I'm like, "Charlotte, you okay?" I know, right? I'm looking around because we're in the hospital at this point. I said, I'm looking around like, And she goes, "I'm telling you, they started before you came in, and they're all over this room." And I'm like, and I thought to myself, then I'm like, I can't see them, but this is my guide's way of telling me she's close, and she's not gonna rally this time. She's close, and that was true.
And you probably helped her go and on her voyage to her better place.
I hope so. I hope so.
Think so. You are lovely. I could talk to you all night, but I have to get some other callers in so nobody complains.
You're an angel. You're an angel. Thank you so much.
God bless you. Thank you so much.
You too, honey.
I love your story.
I'll get your book.
Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, wait. I'm gonna put the name on the cover. I'm gonna do it tomorrow morning tomorrow after my class.
All right, honey.
God bless you. Take
many
good
blessings.
Care. Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Oh, what a nice lady.
That was another good one.
She had good stories.
I love these storytellers.
You know what? I mean, pretty soon, in the East Coast, people can put their fireplaces on and just turn on CharVision.
I'm jealous.
You have some good stories.
Well, are you ready for another one?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, so we have, I think her name's Erica. It's an 864 number, and I think said she did have a visitation from her sister. So let's go ahead and.
Oh, wow.
So, Erica, you're live with Char.
Hi, Erica.
Hey guys. Hello.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm great.
I'm
Thank
doing
you.
good.
Thank you so much for calling in.
Well, thank you so much for taking my call.
So tell us about your sister and your visitation.
Well, my sister, she passed away.
Mm-hmm.
She died of a car, well, not a car accident, a bike accident. Her and my other sister.
Oh, my.
Yeah, they were on the bike together, and there was a storm coming through.
Wait, they both died?
No.
Oh, just
No,
one.
no. Only one.
Okay.
Yeah, they're twins.
Oh, my.
And they were rushing home to get home to beat a storm. And they were coming around this bend, and someone else was on the bike coming around, but they couldn't see each other. And so they collided, and my sister fell and hit her head and had a concussion. She was brain damaged, and she never came out of that. Yeah. But I was young. I was about, I'll say about eight years old, 8 or 9 years old, somewhere around there.
That's the magic number, by the way. That's the magic age. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Well, she came to me, and I found this funny because when I found out about you, Char, I remember you said that you had an interaction with somebody coming to you. You know, you woke up and there was somebody at the end of the bed, at the end of your bed.
Right.
Well, my sister was at the end of my bed. So when she passed, I wasn't aware of, spirits or ghosts or anything, at that time, at that age.
Right.
But that was my first interaction with her, with the spirit world, or the ghost. But she was there sitting at the edge. I woke up. She was there sitting at the edge of my bed in white. And she looked at me and she just smiled. And so that was my experience.
And
that was my experience.
Could you see through her? Or
it was like an iridescent. Yeah. No, yeah.
Like iridescent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they come. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Fascinating. But the good thing is, and I'm getting goosebumps while telling you this, Erica, is that she was smiling.
Yeah, she was okay.
That's always a good sign. If they're not smiling, we got to wonder what's going on over there. But it's beautiful that she was smiling. That's nice. That's so nice.
I'm sorry, I get emotional.
Well, of course, because, and they were twins. So what about the other twin? Does she feel guilty about the death, or does she?
No.
So, but does she ever?
No, she doesn't. Yes, they communicate. Yeah, they communicate. Yeah. And so what's crazy is because I'm an empath, and
yes, you are.
And and I feel things.
And
I feel things. And so my sister, it wasn't until a couple of years ago where me and my sister, the one that was the twin, we opened up to each other. And she is too. She talks to the spirits and everything, which is really fascinating because, she's in her late 40s and I'm in my early 40s. And so, with us just having this conversation about things, the spiritual world and, communicating and everything, it was just awesome. She said she never told anybody because she didn't want anybody to think she was crazy. So,
I understand.
And so, and it's still sensitive for her. Like for me, I'm all about getting readings and learning, but with her, it's like, no, I'll just stay where I'm at right now. But yeah, her and my sister, they do communicate. And she comes to her often. Yeah, she does.
So can I ask you something? I'm getting two things while I'm talking to you. I'm getting a J name, and also an M or A name. So I don't know if it's a middle name.
Yes.
What, an M or an A?
Yep. You got both. J and A. One is the first and one is the middle.
Okay. So does it start J-A? Or it just starts?
Yes.
Like J-A with an N in it?
No, not an N is an N. Well,
is it Jamie?
It's two, actually.
Jamie, James, or Jamie, or
James.
Jane? Who is that?
Yeah, that's my dad.
James. Okay. And then is he deceased?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like he's with them. And then is there an M person as well, or an A?
No.
Or is there another J?
No,
Oh wait, he's J-A-M.
Yes, he's J-A-M. Yeah,
okay.
and his middle name. His middle name starts with A.
And is the middle name A-N or A-L?
A-N.
Like Andrew or Anthony or
Anthony.
Yeah. Your dad is strong for some reason. So I feel like he's protecting. I feel like he's the protector.
Yep.
And I feel like he's protecting you. He's protecting your sister in heaven. He's protecting the energy of your family so you'll all be together again one day.
Awesome.
Yeah. So beautiful. Well, thank you for calling.
Yes.
Thank you for calling. Thank you for sharing your beautiful, beautiful story. You are an empath, and always listen to your gut and always act upon it. And I'm sure you're very gifted with your insights. So, and
thank you so much, Char. I appreciate it.
You're from a good energy. You're a good person, and not everybody is good who's an empath because they want to control others, and you are a pure good soul. So thank you so much for calling in. Thank you so much for resonating with my energy. Take good care of yourself.
Thank you. I will. And you as well. Thank you. I'll be waiting for the new book, okay?
Oh, God bless you. Yeah, that's going to happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I read your last one. It was so awesome. And so, I'm ready for the new one.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Take good care.
You're welcome. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, Tony, we did some good readings today. And we have some good people today.
Some amazing people. I love their stories.
I know. I feel like I'm at camp around a campfire.
Right. Where's the marshmallows?
Right. It's like in the s'mores, right?
Oh, don't say that. Now I want a s'more.
Well, I'll bring you some graham crackers and some chocolate bar and some marshmallows.
Don't promise me with a good time.
Well, come and visit me, and I'll make a little grill and make them for you.
You got it. It's a date.
Okay. Okay. So, can we take a short break?
Yeah. Let's take a quick commercial
short break, and then we'll come back and take a caller.
All right. Don't go anywhere for CharVision.
Hey everybody, it's Sunny and Char, and I am so excited. I am over the moon to share with you that I have a new book coming out called The Universe is Calling You. And there's an amazing foreword by RuPaul. There's an endorsement by Chris Colfer. It's about understanding your intuition. It's about protecting yourself from negative energies. It's about understanding your essence and your true purpose and your soul's purpose on this earth. You can get it at barnesandnoble.com. You can get it at amazon.com. I would love for you to order the book and let me know what you think of it. Write a review for us if you feel like it. Thanks so much. Hey, everybody. It's Sunny and Char, and I just wanted to answer a couple questions. People have been calling the office and texting and emailing. Do I do private sessions? Well, yes, I do. And I love reading for my clients. I do phone, Skype, FaceTime, and in person if we're in the same city. I also teach intuition. So if you have an interest in doing that, or if you have if you're interested in getting your family together and you want a group reading, I do those as well. So just call 248-909-2427, and I look forward to reading for you. Thanks.
All right, we're back.
Okie dokie. And, I want to thank you guys who make all the comments on Facebook and stuff, and follow me on Facebook and on Instagram and Twitter, because I'm not that active on it, but I am when we have the show. So thank you so much. And it's a lot to do social media and everything else you do in the world, right? I don't know how people keep up with it. How do you, Tony?
Oh, barely. I got so much everything else to do. So yeah, I try to keep doing it, but it is tough.
But sometimes it's just good to favorite other people's things because they work so hard at putting them on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it totally helps. Okay, so who do we have? Do we have another story?
Well, I do have somebody from 661, and that's where I live up in Santa Clarita. So I think it's somewhere up in there. So, and I believe her name is Elizabeth. So let's go ahead and see.
Okay, let's see Elizabeth.
Hello.
Hey, Elizabeth, this is Char. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. Did you have a...
I just gotta say first, I just absolutely love watching you. You bring so much love and light to everybody. You're just awesome.
Elizabeth, you're so kind. Well, I feel like I'm honored to be able to do that. And if it's resonating with you in a pure way, because it comes from my heart, then that makes me so happy. And the world is so crazy right now. We need to love each other, and we need to resonate with each other. And I love the stories everybody's telling tonight, because it's kind of like we're in our own secret club, because we've seen spirits.
Yeah.
Have you seen a spirit?
I have. I feel them more than I see them. I think they're visitations. I feel all the time it's like a tingling on the back of my neck, and I can almost feel like touch on my shoulder and my arm sometimes.
Right.
And I have a lot of people that have passed, and I'm pretty sure that, that's them, because I can't tell which one of them it is.
Right.
But I know that they're there, and I can sense that they're there, and they're like, their energy is all around me.
Yeah.
But I had a question for you.
Yeah.
When my best friend died, she had cancer, and I went through the whole process with her. Mm-hmm. About a week before she passed away, she had gone over to Germany for an alternative treatment, which didn't work.
Oh.
But while she was there, it was a week before she passed away, I sensed that something was just really wrong. And they're up over the end of my bed. I describe it as an angel because I don't know how else to describe it, but it was like a being of light, and it just came up over the bed over me, and I was just like washed away with just love, and everything's going to be okay. And I don't know if that was a spirit or a spirit guide. And they told me, everything's going to be okay, but she is going to go over to the other side. And I mean, they didn't talk to me, but I just felt it in my mind. And she did. She passed a week later.
Yeah. Well, they probably were comforting you to let you know that listen, not everybody goes to a good neighborhood over there. So this is a beautiful sign to know that don't worry, everything's going to be okay. You know, if you've ever talked to anyone who's had a near-death experience and they've gone to a good neighborhood, a euphoric place, they don't want to come back.
Mm-hmm.
They
Right.
they don't want to come back to the earth.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're the ones that need to deal with it.
yeah, so you've been blessed to
Mm-hmm.
have that experience, and also to know, like, when, like, sometimes my guides will comfort me and just tell me things, or my mother will come visit, or my father, and tell me something, and it won't make sense till later on. And
Yes.
it's not your imagination. It's literally it's literally your loved ones, or your spirit guides, your guardian angels, you know, God's workers telling you
Mm-hmm.
it's okay, and she's going to be okay. And the beauty is you'll see her again one day. You know,
Yeah.
you will.
I'm pretty sure she's the one that comes around me a lot. You know, and I can feel her. It's like a tingling on my arm or my neck.
Can I ask you something? I'm seeing it like a C or S initial, or K or C. I don't know who that is. Or a last name like this?
K or C.
Or S or C?
Oh, I had my other friend that died, Charlene. Char.
Char. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. I was going to say don't say names, but I think she's around you too.
Yes, that doesn't surprise me.
Had she been ill?
Yes.
Did she have cancer?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like she's around you as well. I think she wants equal time. But you were really closer to the other girl.
Yeah.
But I feel like Charlene was maybe not as, made you stressed a little bit.
She did.
Yeah.
It was
sorry that she was a handful.
Yeah, and her husband was not very nice to her when she was dying. She was dying, and he wasn't very nice to her, and I didn't get to see her before she passed away.
Oh, that's a hard one. So she's more of an unsettled spirit, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. Wow. Well, thank you so much for calling in. I got an email saying that I have to be on time with my readings and my callers because they have shows right after me. Tony's like laughing right now. I guarantee you. But thank you so much for calling and for sharing your stories, and always embrace the feelings you get, and know you're guided and know you're protected, because that will get you through anything you need to get through in your life.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's lovely to speak with you. Take good care.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Tony.
Oh,
Tony.
Char.
I'm so glad we had this time together. Okay, so I want to thank everybody for calling in, for being easy on me tonight, because I did have like a long day today, but I will take your callers again next week, your calls, and take good care of yourselves. Wear your mask. Don't watch too much TV. It'll make you nuts. But I think Schitt's Creek is the comedy. I think that the 6th season is on now. I think they put it on ahead of time. So that's what I'm going to do when I'm not writing my book. I'm going to watch that tonight. Okay, everybody take good care of yourself, and remember, first I have to thank Tony. Thank you. Love you.
Love you too.
Remember, intuition will take you places logic never could. We'll see you next Friday. Take good care. Bye-bye.
Okay, we are
You get-
on.